Hello, this is Dr. Black of Goshen Kingdom Financiers. I'm glad to have you here with me today. I appreciate you for watching this video all the way through, clicking the like, the subscribe button, and also sharing a comment, a question, or information, knowledge, details. That will really be great. If you choose to donate to this channel, that's totally awesome. God's going to bless you either way. It doesn't even matter. I do produce, I am in the process of producing a lot of ebooks, and, those require, different fees and things of that sort. But, if God leads you to give, that's great. And more power to you. Other things that I would like for you to know about me is that I have another channel. It's called Money Crucials by Dr. Black. It's on YouTube. And I also have another channel. It's called Adjunctpreneur by Dr. Black. And that's on YouTube. And I also have the same usernames or byline names on TikTok as well. Now, I do go live on TikTok under the name of Money Crucials. It's not Money Crucials Dr. Black because you have to make the username kind of shorter, but it's Money Crucials. And I go live very frequently on TikTok, and I have a page over there, and I am a part of TikTok Shop, and you can click on my showcase and purchase items in there. I'm featuring many items for Valentine's to give you ideas, and also for you to purchase through my showcase, and I do earn commission through that. And I also have a TikTok page that's called Adjunctpreneur. It's called e-learning Adjunctpreneur. And I also have a TikTok page that's called Goshen Kingdom Financiers. So you can check all that out. I'm also on Instagram as well. But I do have a live link to the ebook that deals with remote careers and remote jobs. If you're looking to add a job for extra income, or if you're looking to change jobs or switch jobs, it's a 77-page ebook that's $24.99, very reasonably priced. I don't think there's anything wrong with people being wealthy, but there is something wrong with people being greedy. You don't have to be. And so with that being said, I'm going to get into this message. Now, my last message was focused on prospering in Christ without funds being the focus, because many pastors and many religious organizations focus on funds and mammon, and then you see they're being exposed in terms of, using their funds for ungodly, purchasing of ungodly. Well, let me rephrase this. They're using their funds for ungodly material possessions and ungodly things, and they're also just engaging in excess. And that's not what the funds are for. If you're collecting millions of dollars for your organization and you're saying it's for God's people and it's for God's plan, number one, you should be able to do an audit. Number two, you should be able to make that information public. And number three, you should be honest in what you're using it for. Now, I know there was one ministry in particular, and I guess many ministries do this, but I purchased a CD set when CDs were big back then, and they charged me $30, and they said, oh, it's tax deductible. So I bought it for $30, but I could only deduct $15 for it. And I'm just like, that's not ethical. I'm like, if we're living for Christ, then we're supposed to be financially ethical people. Anyway, that's just a story time and an example. So what I'm going to go over today is the members, how the members can hold their church or religious organizations or financial institutions that beg them or ask them for funds accountable, like the different types of questions that you should be able to ask and receive answers for. Now, there was a church in particular that I attended, and every year, like around January or February, they would have like an audit of the finances, and we would have a financial church meeting, and they would go through how much money we collected and everywhere it went. To make things transparency, because if you're not doing anything wrong with the money, and if you're not scared or afraid of people asking you what you're doing with your money, then there's no reason why you can't tell people what's going on with the money, what you did with it. So that's one of the habits and activities that the church participated in to make themselves transparent. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off. So this is for members who God is leading you to hold your church financially accountable in terms of, where is the money going that I'm sowing? If it's going into fertile soil, I want to know if it's going into fertile soil, or is it being collected to engage in a whole bunch of shenanigans and foolishness. There used to be a saying that says it doesn't matter. It's not your job to know where the money is going. It's only your job to pay your tithes and give it to the church. That's not true. If your money is going somewhere that is corrupt, what you're sowing into that ministry, it's not going to be blessed. I mean, that is no different in the world when we have to question where we invest our money. We don't want to invest our money into Planned Parenthood organizations. That's not going into. That's not going into. Our funds are not going into fertile ground. That's not going to return back any kind of um, stability or fulfill any type of purpose in Jesus Christ. So we are to hold ourselves accountable for how we're giving, for where we're giving, and then the organizations and what they're doing with the funds that they're collecting from us. Okay, financial transparency. Questions to ask. How are the church's finances managed and who oversees the budget? Can you provide an annual financial report or statement of how funds are allocated? Is there an external audit conducted on the church's finances? If so, how often and by who? The people conducting the audit, they need to be independent, not friends of the pastors or those in leadership. It needs to be completely independent. Governance and oversight. Does the church have a finance committee and who are its members? Not friends of the pastors, but people who are going to be of integrity and objective, who are going to have the members' best interests at heart. What is the decision-making process for large financial expenditures? Are church board meeting minutes and decisions regarding finances available to members as it should be? If I'm giving, allocation of funds. What percentage of the church's income is spent on ministry-related activities such as missions, outreach, or community support? How much of the budget is allocated to staff salaries, building maintenance, and other operational costs? What is the church's plan for debt management, if applicable? Giving stewardship. How does the church teach and practice financial stewardship? Are there clear goals for specific fundraising campaigns or offerings? And are updates provided on their progress and specifically where the money is going to on paper? What accountability measures are in place for handling offerings and tithes? Community impact. What initiatives or programs does the church support within the community? Can you share specific examples of how funds have been used to help those in need? How does the church prioritize its outreach and mission efforts financially? Ethical practices of the church. Are there policies in place to prevent conflicts of interest in financial decisions? What measures are taken to ensure financial integrity and avoid misuse of funds? Now, I'm going to list all of these questions inside of my description for you guys to view. Are leaders required to disclose any personal financial gain from church funds or investments that they've made? Why not? They should. Long-term planning. What is the church's financial plan for future growth or projects? Does the church have a reserve fund for emergencies or unexpected expenses of the church or the people in the church? How are members involved in the planning and funding of major initiatives? These questions encourage a culture of accountability while fostering trust and partnership between the church leadership and its members. And the members are very important because without the members, there is no church. Okay? There is no church at all without the members. I would also add, what plans and programs do you have for the church members themselves? Like, micro loans for businesses, business loans for people who are starting out on businesses, because if you have a business, you have to show a history of being in business for 3 years before, most of the time, before anybody will give you a loan. But this is an opportunity where the church can step in. What about grants that the church applies for, and those funds go to the members? They don't go to the leadership, they don't go to the pastor, they don't go to the pastor's children or the leadership's children or relatives, but they go directly to members. And hopefully, not hopefully, but the church is not supposed to have 10, 20, 11, 50,000 requirements for the members to be able to apply for these grants and these micro loans and funds to assist them to help them grow. Because if your members are growing financially, then you could grow financially, and then pastors don't have to stand up in the pulpit for 30 or 40 minutes begging people for money. If everybody's prospering in the church, then it's not an issue. Okay? So those are some questions that members need to be asking their pastors and the financial board, if they have a financial board, in terms of accountability. And, at the end of the day, If they don't want to be transparent, if they don't want to give audits, if they don't want to have objective governance and oversight, like you can't put your wife and the pastor can't put his wife and his children on the board. That won't work. Or long-term, long-life friends. It needs to be people who are members, who 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 are going to be objective and who are going to serve the best interests of the members of the church. That's what they're there for. Why can't you tell your members the allocation of all funds? What is the pastor's salary? What does he do with his salary? Why does he need to live in a gated community? Why does he need to live in $1 million home? Why does he need to drive Rolls Royce? Why does he need to have a chauffeur? Why does he need to have his own personal jet plane? Are the members able to benefit from these? Like, you got a big old home. Have you ever invited not leadership members, but I'm just like regular, the least of these members? Have you invited them to your home and to dinners and things of that sort? Why does the pastor have a huge security entourage? Some of these things are put into place because the person is walking in pride and they feel that they need these. Why aren't we relying on the safety and the anointing of God in heaven and our angels, his angels to protect him? What is being spent on security? And most definitely as a member, if you have achieved certain goals of certain degrees, certain certifications, the church should not be engaging in abuse by using your skills and talents and not paying you and expecting you to volunteer since this is the church, because the pastor isn't volunteering. He gets a salary. It might be a stated salary or it might be a stipend, but either way, he's not doing it for free, because we don't pay our bills with a coin that say for free. We have to pay our bills with funds as well. And if the pastor is a millionaire, then there should be many millionaires in the church. If his philosophy of prosperity is, if you give to me, you're giving into fertile ground, and God's going to do above and beyond, exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ever think, ask, or imagine. I definitely believe that. But you can't be financially engaging in psychological financial abuse by telling members that if you give this to me, then this is going to happen to you. If that's what you're saying, then that is what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have a plethora of members in your church who are millionaires because they've sold into your kingdom, because you sold back into them. Alrighty then, guys. This is Dr. Black of Goshen Kingdom Financiers. Come on over to TikTok and visit my Money Crucials page and my e-learning adjunctpreneur page. You can check out all of my information in my bio. It's listed there. If you feel free and led by God to donate or be a financial blessing to me, that's great. If not, God gonna bless you anyway, because what God got for you, God got for you. But I am gonna ask, and you need to be asking too, and you need to be thanking God for those people and the financial destiny helpers that God is bringing into your life to be a blessing to you, so that you can do what God has called you to do. Because it does require finances in this earth to set up a building, to set up a business, to set up a nonprofit, to have, So, and thank you for watching my video all the way through, liking, sharing, commenting. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Thank you and have a great day.